Okay, so let's just get right into it. So Insecure episode 5 premiered this past Sunday. And girl, I feel like all of the other episodes after episode 1 was of course leading up to the big moment in episode 5, which was the block party. I knew the block party was gonna be it. I had a feeling that the block party was just gonna give me life, like just beautiful young black people. It was everything, like just seeing beautiful young black people, talented. I knew the block party was gonna give me life. Also, just seeing Issa's vision come to fruition was great. To see this character kind of go on this journey and to finally have her goal reached. Also, this under level bubbling between her and Molly and Condola and Lawrence. I knew something was gonna happen at this block party. I can't even describe how pressed I was in this last episode. So we already kind of know that Issa and Molly has been having issues with their friendship. And at first I thought the issue was kind of stemming from Issa's relationship with Condola and Molly trying to look out for her. But I realized what the real issue is here. It's not, Molly's relationship with Andrew. It's not so much Issa's relationship with Condola. What's really happening within their friendship is they're outgrowing each other. That when we begin to outgrow our friends, sometimes they become used to the old you or the things that you used to do. As we get older and we, evolve, we begin to want different things out of life. We begin to try to want better and to try to do better for ourselves. And I think when our friends see us making that effort, they kind of get used to the failure. They get used to you kind of going in cycles, and once you start to begin to break those cycles, it's kind of a little bit alarming. Issa and Molly's circumstance, they both have been a safety net for each other. I wouldn't even put the blame entirely on Molly in this case. I do feel like Issa should have made the commitment to have the conversation with Molly, because that's one of the biggest things and within any friendship relationship is communication. And so I knew once Issa had canceled on the conversation with Molly that this wasn't going to go so well, because the conversations need to happen when you notice a shift in your friendship, whether it be with your mom, your best friend, or your boyfriend or your partner. You need to have that open conversation. So once she canceled, I knew it was all downhill from there. Molly on one end has been, why? And so I feel like Molly is definitely used to the old Issa. I feel like she's used to Issa having a codependency, because in past episodes, like I've said, I feel like Issa has been very needy or very, needing a lot of requests or needing Molly to come through. And a lot of times Molly has came through for Issa. Like we noticed at Issa's job party, Molly was there to distract Daniel from interacting with Lawrence. I've seen time again in the past episodes Molly's ability to come through for Issa. And so I won't completely bash Molly. Now, I will not justify Molly ruining Issa's block party. Why would she do that at Issa's block party? Like, girl, I know this conversation needed to be had, but you could have waited to any other moment. You could have waited until after the block party. You could have waited to the next day. Why would you do it at the block party? Why couldn't you give her this moment? Someone who is supposed to be your best friend, someone who you're supposed to be rooting for, you can have at least enough respect for that person to understand that there's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like Molly definitely also has her selfish ways where she felt compelled because, well, I'm affected, that I need to confront you right here and right now. But girl, there's a time and a place for everything. Because, like, why would you do that?
Beef, you take that elsewhere. Don't bring that here.
And I feel like Issa, in the same way, is very used to the old Molly. Because we see that when they're taking their little digs at each other, it's always about the past shit and the way that they have been. Not ever really acknowledging the change that that person is trying to go through. With Issa, you know, taking digs at Molly and Andrew's relationship because Molly's past relationships have not worked out, rather than being a little bit more sensitive and comforting to Molly's current relationship and understanding that she is trying to change. She is trying to work towards being a better person in regards to relationships. And I feel like with Molly, she's so used to Issa being stuck in, you know, a very average position in life, kind of working a job that, you know, she's not really passionate about, or something that doesn't require a lot of effort. I do feel like Molly has a little bit of a thing where she kind of looks down on Issa and her efforts. Molly is definitely used to Issa just kind of being in this middle plane in life and just allowing life to happen to her rather than go out and make the changes in her life. As Molly's, we see that she's a very passionate lawyer. She's very passionate about her career, and she's very passionate about wanting to succeed. And so I think Molly is just a little bit taken back by Issa's abilities to really want to move forward with her career. It's such a complicated thing, and I think this is why we're interested into the show, and it's a reflection of human relationships and the things that we go through. And sometimes friends just come into your life for a reason or a season. You know, that quote exists for a reason. Ooh, that was bars. Bars. I feel like Mirror Issa. But yeah, sometimes when we form friendships, you begin to realize that some friends are definitely only supposed to be seasonal friends, or are only supposed to be friends in a certain part of your life. Sometimes our friendships are born out of trauma. And sometimes when we have those friendships we're only connected through trauma with, taken out of that circumstance is like, what else do you have outside of being connected through our own shitty relationships? And we were kind of each other's safe haven. So when you have friendships built up this very codependent thing where it's like we are truly only friends, you know, to be each other's safe havens, and you haven't built up your own abilities to trust in yourself and to trust in your abilities to move forward. So like, we have our party friends, we have our friends that we're friends with in school, we have our work friends, we have, you know, our friends that we talk about our relationships with. And sometimes if you take those friends and you put them into different situations, then you realize, oh, okay, I realize this friend only existed for that reason. And that necessarily doesn't have to be a bad thing. Sometimes some people can only give you so much. Sometimes that friendship is there to teach you something, to offer you something. As the friends we've had in high school are not the friends that we have in college, and vice versa. Sometimes that friendship was only supposed to serve you throughout your college years, or sometimes that friendship was only supposed to be there to help you, to help each other in a way get through a tough time. And sometimes when people began to hold on to that need of that friendship, and when it's evolved into another level, then people begin to have tensions, or it begins to crumble, because it's like, well, our friendship isn't like what it used to be. But that's okay, because you're not the same people. You don't need what that relationship was serving you then. In Issa and Molly's case, they're holding on to something that used to be, and not realizing that there's a change in them, thus a change in the relationship. And so we just have to understand as people, one, understand ourselves and the things that we require in our lives to better understand how our friendships and our relationships can better serve us. But now I want to know if Issa and Molly are able to fix their relationship, if this is something that is fixable. Comment below if you think Issa and Molly are able to fix their relationships and what you would do in this situation. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.